Is being a graphic designer still worth it? The pay says maybe. The other question we all feel right now is whether the robots want the job too. The typical designer earns about $59,100 a year, while top designers at big tech can clear $300,000 to over $500,000. Artificial intelligence, or AI for short, just put powerful image tools into every marketer's hands. The question is whether that helps designers or sidelines them. In this video, we will cover real salaries, top places to work, how to break in, and then we will test the AI threat with hard numbers. Graphic designers turn ideas into visuals that people instantly understand. Logos, brand systems, packaging, posters, social graphics, and campaign assets are their daily output. They work across print and digital, juggling color, type, layout, and imagery so a brand feels consistent everywhere it shows up. On bigger teams, designers partner with copywriters, marketers, product managers, and printers to ship materials that are on time and on brand. Some specialize in packaging or editorial. Others move into art direction and creative leadership where they set the visual North Star. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, or BLS, the typical graphic designer makes about $59,100 per year. Average pay is roughly $66,690, with the top tier over $100,450 and the bottom tier under $39,090. That typical yearly pay works out to roughly $28 an hour if you work a standard full-time schedule. Employment sits near 217,000 designers, down from about 254,000 just 2 years earlier. That is roughly 37,000 jobs gone. Where you work matters. The highest paying location is the District of Columbia at roughly $93,000 average pay. New York averages around $80,000, California near $77,500, Massachusetts around $76,000, and Connecticut about $73,500. In-house corporate designers typically see $60,000 to $110,000 with benefits and one brand to learn. Agency designers often earn $50,000 to $95,000 with variety and pace, but long hours and tighter deadlines. Freelancers commonly report around $30 per hour as a middle rate, which is about $45,000 to $55,000 a year if fully booked, while the top quarter clears $60 an hour or more. A small top slice positions as brand strategy and charges $150 to $300 an hour for high-stakes identity work. Inside agencies, the latter runs from junior around $48,000 to $62,000, mid at $62,000 to $85,000, senior at $85,000 to $115,000. Art director at $110 to $155, and creative director past $155 into the 200s. At the very top, big tech in-house design roles can total from $160,000 to well over $400,000, with Netflix senior roles even reaching the 500s. Note that many salaried creatives do not get overtime, so a crunch week does not always mean extra pay. For context, some skilled trades like plumbers and electricians can earn similar or higher typical pay without a 4-year degree. The ceiling is rising for strategic design leaders, but the floor is sinking for routine production work. We will explain why in the AI section. The classic path is a Bachelor of Fine Arts in Graphic Design over 4 years. Depending on the school, that can cost from $40,000 to $200,000 total. Top art schools can run around $60,000 per year, but the portfolio is what gets you hired, not the diploma name. Self-taught is still viable. With a Design Suite subscription, Figma, and quality tutorials, you can build a portfolio for a few $1,000s or less. Boot camps run 10 to 24 weeks and cost roughly $10,000 to $20,000, but placement rates softened as junior roles thinned out in 2024 and 2025. Certifications like Adobe Certified Professional or Figma certificates are nice checkboxes, but they do not replace strong case studies. Reality check. Junior graphic designer job postings fell by about half from the 2022 peak. It is the toughest entry market in a decade. Aim for projects that prove judgment, not just decoration. Show a full identity system, packaging that works, and before versus after redesigns tied to outcomes. Expect interviews to ask for your process and how you make decisions under constraints. The bar rose because AI raised the floor of what good looks like. Let us talk about the tools now shaping this job. Midjourney version 7 can produce any style in seconds, replacing stock photos, concept art, and social posts. DALL-E 3 and other prompt image tools are built right into chat apps, so non-designers generate visuals without help. Open source models like Stable Diffusion with ControlNet let agencies fine-tune brand looks and crank out variants overnight. Adobe Firefly and Photoshop. Generative Fill now create full compositions from a prompt. Adobe counted roughly 18 billion generations by the end of 2024. Canva's Magic Design reached more than 220 million monthly users. Many do work that used to need a designer at all. Figma AI generates first-pass UI comps from a sentence. Runway and similar tools now automate motion design and rough cuts. This is not theory. Coca-Cola shipped an AI-heavy holiday ad and took it national. Other global brands followed suit. Klarna publicly said they saved around $10 million a year on marketing images and cut their supplier list from 25 to 4. Goldman Sachs reports that arts, design, entertainment, and media roles are among the highest exposed white-collar categories, with roughly a third to nearly half of tasks automatable. The World Economic Forum, or WEF, listed graphic designers in its declining jobs table, expecting net shrinkage by 2030. McKinsey estimates that marketing and creative content capture a huge share of the value unlocked by generative tech. Translation: the tools hit your workflow early and deeply. BLS projects. Graphic designer employment to grow only around 2% over the next decade, slower than average for all jobs. What the tools still cannot do well is design brand systems with strategy, distinctive illustration voices, packaging that folds and prints correctly, or editorial hierarchies across hundreds of pages. They also cannot run client workshops, sell a vision in the room, or judge which of 200 outputs is truly on brand. That is creative leadership. Accountants and other white-collar pros face automation pressure too, but design's visual tasks were the first to be democratized by prompts. So what is the actual exposure here? A big chunk of routine production design is already automated or in the process of being absorbed. But the top of the career ladder is expanding, especially for designers who direct the tools instead of competing with them. Our verdict for graphic designers over the next 5 to 10 years is a high level of risk from automation for entry-level and routine tasks. Survival and upside live in brand strategy, art direction, packaging, editorial systems, motion with narrative, and leadership that uses AI as leverage. Level up fast. Junior production design is shrinking, so aim your portfolio at art director caliber work as soon as possible. Become a brand strategist. Show naming, positioning, voice, and a full identity system with rules and rationale. Specialize where prompts struggle. Packaging that must print and fold, editorial across many pages, distinctive illustration, type design, and regulated industries. Become AI-empowered. Master Midjourney, Firefly, Figma AI, and Runway so you can ship in days what used to take teams weeks. Move toward leadership. Creative directors, heads of brand, and VP design roles steer taste in teams, which is the part software cannot do. Adjacent moves include UX research, product management with design fluency, and brand consulting for founders. Avoid generic social media template work and basic logo churn. Those are already commoditized by the tools. The floor is sinking for routine design, but the ceiling is rising for strategic, tool-fluent leaders. If you only make pretty graphics, you will compete with prompts. If you make brands work and lead creative, you will set the prompts and command higher pay. AI did not kill graphic design. It killed graphic designers who only made graphics. Want to keep building a future-proof career? Click the video on the screen to keep going.